Hi stamping friends, Melissa Kerman here with Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. Today I have a simple fun fold card that could also be a gift card holder with a note in it as well. It's actually a pop-up card, so it just pulls up like this, and it's got a mechanism inside that makes it pull up this piece, and then you can either put a gift card in there or this little piece here that you can write a note on, or you can fit both in. So there's a little hidden pocket on the inside. Now this is a club and free card kit project. So if you receive a kit to make this project in the mail from me, all your pieces will be pre-cut, scored, and punched for you. To learn more about my clubs and free card kit program, make sure to check out the links in the video description below. Now I've used the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper on this for the central panel, and then I've done some stamping around the outside edges with my Snowflake Wishes stamp set. The colors I'm using are Balmy Blue and Pool Party. Let's go ahead and get started. So for my card base, I'm working with a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 1 1/2 inches for the top flap and 7 for the bottom flap. And then I've got my internal mechanism piece, which is 3 3/8 by 5 1/2, scored at 1 inch and 5 1/8 inches, leaving about 3/8 of an inch at the end for the piece that's going to attach to the inside of your card. Those dimensions will be on my blog in the blog post for this project. So I'm going to start with folding and burnishing on all the score lines. And on this inside piece, you've got a valley fold and a mountain fold at the top. And then for the card body, you're going to have 2 valley folds. So let's start with the stamping to begin with. Now this is my front panel, what's right here. So I'm going to start with doing my stamping around the edges. I've got 2 of the snowflakes in that stamp set, in the Snowflake Wishes stamp set, that I'm going to stamp in the Balmy Blue. And I really need to only do those images along the edges because the rest is going to be covered up on the inside section. And now I'm using this other set of small snowflakes to fill things in, just turning my stamp each time I stamp to make sure it looks natural. And I don't really want the snowflakes on the back, so I'm going to fold that over so that I just get it on the front. Now I'm going to grab my piece of Pool Party, just see if I need to stamp any more, and it looks like I might need a little bit more, and that looks just right. So next we'll go ahead and stamp my sentiment piece at the top. And for this I'm using the sentiment, May Your Season Sparkle, right in the center of my Whisper White strip. And it's a pretty tight fit on this piece of cardstock, and I would recommend justifying it more towards the bottom than towards the top. And then I've got my Pool Party snowflakes again, and I'm just doing a little bit in the upper right hand corner and a little bit in the lower left hand corner of that sentiment piece. So now I have all my pieces ready to go. So I've got adhesive on the back side of my Pool Party piece, so that's just going to get attached along the bottom. And that's just a little bit short, so I will trim off a tiny bit off the top edge to make it flush. And let's see how the designer paper fits there as well. So you can see there are different designer paper patterns, and you can use the front or the back. I'm going to go ahead and use the tiny little snowflakes for the front on this one. And it does look like I need to trim off a little bit on the top, so I'm going to do that quickly off camera. And now I've got a better fit at the top. Then I can go ahead and start attaching my other pieces. I've got my Balmy Blue backing for the sentiment that's just going to get attached to that top panel. And the sentiments piece has adhesive on the back side, and it's just going to get centered on my Balmy Blue piece. So for my inside little piece that fits in the pocket, I'm going to create a little tab for it with a piece of Balmy Blue glitter paper. just by folding a circle in half. You can either punch or die cut this circle with whatever you have handy. And then I'll put a little bit of liquid glue on the inside, and then I'll just sandwich it over the top so that it hangs off the page just a little bit. It's going to hang off a little bit so that I can have something to hold on to and pull it up out of the pocket. Now, as you can see from my finished card, I did also stamp on the inside of my white piece that pulls up all over, and of course not all of it will be showing, so you don't really have to do the whole thing, but you would be stamping on this portion right here. So let's go ahead and do that quickly. Now I'm ready for the final assembly of my Fun Fold pop-up card. Now I have taken some multi-purpose liquid glue and put it on the edge here, and I did actually allow it to dry for a short bit, and that will help to make sure that it doesn't ooze out onto my cardstock where I don't want it. And I'm just going to place it so that it attaches to create a pretty little edge there. Now, to create my inside pockets, I've used the same trick with my multi-purpose liquid glue, where I put the tiniest little strip of it along the two edges you see me doing there. This is going to be the front of the large or bottom pocket. And then I'm going to put a little strip of glue on the inside edges of my little internal pocket on those short edges there. Now I set these aside to dry for quite some time so they would be tacky and they wouldn't ooze out and close up my pocket more than I wanted it to be. So now on this top flap I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape. And now when I attached my pieces, I actually used both tear and tape and white glue just for some added reinforcement, because the way this card is designed is that inside flap pulls up. It has to be fairly strong to actually stay in place. So I will go ahead and put the tear and tape and then put some white glue on there. Pull that off. And then I'm going to place it right up at the top. Put a little bit of white glue right on top of the tear and tape. Not so much that it oozes out. And then I'll go ahead and shut it and press it down. So now I'm ready to close up my card and seal up my pockets. The liquid glue that I put on my small inside pocket and on the outside pocket is now sufficiently dry but still tacky so that I can close those pockets up. And I'm also going to use my bone folder to burnish and reinforce the folds so that the card will fold shut and the front flap will stay down a little bit better. Now the last thing I have to do is just add a couple of the blue adhesive backed gems to the front of my card. And I'm going to use some of these lighter blue ones and the small ones to go with the sort of delicate pattern of this paper. And there are the two finished versions of my card. As a reminder, this is a club and free card kit project. In-person club members will make this project during the November 2020 club event. Online club members will receive a kit to make this project in December 2020. Free card kit recipients will receive this project kit for qualifying online orders placed in December 2020 and January 2021. To get free card kits, all you have to do is place a qualifying order in my online store. Plus, first-time customers get all 3 kits regardless of the order size. To learn more about how you can get free card kits, check out the link in the video description below. I hope you enjoyed my project today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and happy crafting!